What if I told you that you will persist after you die? Yes, persist. You won't vanish into oblivion. You're going somewhere. But where you end up depends on something far deeper than just belief. It depends on who you truly are. To explain this, we need to step outside our usual way of thinking. We need to go beyond space and time, into a deeper structure that underlies everything. This is where we meet the brilliant mind of Chris Langan, a man with an IQ estimated between 195 and 210. He's not just a genius. He's the creator of a theory called the CTMU, the Cognitive-Theoretic Model of the universe. And if his theory is correct, then everything, consciousness, matter, time, space, God, is all part of a vast, unified structure, a kind of divine code running reality like a self-aware computer. Imagine reality as a display, like the screen you're looking at now. Everything you see, objects, people, the sky, these are states, static displays. But behind any screen, there's something else, processing, a hidden layer that changes what you see and makes it dynamic. According to Langan, God exists in both the display and the processor. He is the source of the code, the architect of the simulation, and the one who runs it all in real time. This isn't a metaphor. It's a model grounded in logic, mathematics, and metaphysics. The CTMU shows that reality has an identity, and that identity, when explored fully, shares the exact attributes that religions assign to God: omniscience, omnipotence, omnipresence, and crucially, consciousness. So is God real? According to Langan, yes, absolutely. Reality itself requires God to function. He is not just a distant creator. He's embedded in the very nature of existence, interwoven into every layer of the cosmos. More than that, he is conscious. And since he is conscious, you are too, because you're created in his image. But what does it mean to be created in the image of God? It means you are a mapping of God, a reflection, a small echo of divine consciousness. Your ability to think, to feel, to choose, these aren't just quirks of biology. They're part of a much deeper, metaphysical truth. Now, let's take it further. Is the universe God? Not quite. That would be pantheism. Langan's model leans closer to panentheism, the idea that God contains the universe but is not confined by it. The universe is like a subsystem within the mind of God, a divine display generated and processed by something greater. You're not living in reality, you're living through it. Like a character in a simulation, except the simulation is conscious. And what drives that simulation? Identity operators. Think of them like metaphysical software. They take in data from reality, process it using a kind of divine syntax, and return it to the world. Consciousness, your consciousness, is made up of these operators, and they're not exclusive to you. Even objects, a table, a rock, a blade of grass, have generic consciousness. Not the same self-awareness as humans, but a kind of primal awareness, a basic participation in reality. It's all connected. Why is this possible? Because quantum mechanics tells us that reality isn't fixed. It's probabilistic. It fluctuates. It's generated continuously. Reality isn't a movie reel playing out. It's more like a live broadcast, created moment by moment. And that brings us to a crucial point: free will. If reality is being continuously generated, then we aren't just passive observers. We're participants. We help create the world we live in. Every choice you make echoes through the system. You are not a machine. You are a free agent within a divine framework. This, then, leads to the deepest question of all. What happens when we die? According to Langan, you will persist. Consciousness does not simply vanish, because it was never merely physical to begin with. It was always part of something bigger, a divine network that doesn't terminate with physical death. Where you go after death depends entirely on your relationship with God, the source of your consciousness. If you live in harmony with Him, you remain connected. You are pulled back into Him. That's what salvation means. But if you deny Him, reject Him, offend Him, then He turns away, not out of spite, but because God is perfect. He cannot contain imperfection. And when He turns away, you are left alone, with nothing but yourself. And that's where hell begins, not as a punishment, but as a self-created reality, one cut off from the divine source. If your internal state is dark, selfish, hateful, That's the kind of world you'll build for yourself after death. A broken, distorted reflection. A prison of your own making.